All right. So Tuesday recap today. Um, just to be aware, today we had 10 a.m. red folder news, nothing else before. And yeah, just going into the day, right? Well, yesterday we filled in this gap right here, this new week opening gap, and we started getting displacement higher. We inverse all these gaps right here. And yeah, we just look bullish to these previous day highs. So that was my target for the day. I wanted to see longs. And we had this 1 hour for value gap that we had that I wanted to see us start respecting. Um, yeah, so going into the day, right? Just so I know, London lows are right here. I just like to have them marked out in case we do start displacing to the downside. But yeah, just looking at if you just look at ES, like you can see what kind of day we had today. Same thing with NQ. We didn't really move anywhere. Um, but yeah, just going over the day, what I was thinking. Right here, right, we had an SMT at these lows and ES tapped into this 15-minute fair value gap. Um, which is like, yeah, right here. So we're in that inside that new 15-minute fair value gap, and then we got this inverse, we inverse this whole entire leg. So I was like, perfect, okay. We broke above those highs. ES didn't exactly displace above that, but NQ did. And so all I wanted NQ to do really was come into this area, which would be a click on the 5 minute. It's a 5 minute BPR. So I want to see that get respected, tapped first and then respected. And what we got basically, we tapped into it right here, and then we got that this big displacement candle creating an order block. As you can see, we came down hard, but then we came up even harder. Little weird choice of words, but you know, that's what we did. So basically right here, you enter off of that order block, stops below down here. And if you want to take it to at least these highs, that's a 1-to-1. Ideally, I would have liked to hold it to, previous day highs, but we did not do that. Um, but yeah, no, like nonetheless, still would have given you 2R if you're targeting, strict 2R. So that was that first trade. And then from there we displace down, right? We're inside this 5 minute gap again. ES still isn't doing much either. And then 10 a.m. news drops and we get this, we get data lows and data highs. So basically what I'm thinking is I don't really need to see these data lows hit, but uh if we do, I expect us to go back up. And then if we sweep these data highs, I want to see how we react from that. If we start reacting down, I could take a short to that data lows, but I'd rather just displace above and then keep going higher. Um, so yeah, what happened was we just started, chopping around a bunch. Um, Nasdaq ended up sweeping those data lows right here, and we tapped into the 15-minute gap finally on Nasdaq, also an hourly 2 hour gap. Also, so that 2 hour gap is brand new, so that's perfect. We get a little SMT down here, and we get a market structure shift. Um, yes, in this scenario is more bullish, actually. Um, but the only reason why I took this on Nasdaq was because ES retraced way too deep. So then at this point, Nasdaq was bullish, and I wanted to see these two gaps inverse right here. So we come down into this big imbalance, right? And we come up and we almost inverse it, but we don't. We get a big down close candle, and what do? We get a bigger up close candle. So since right here, your targets are kind of slim, you wait for, and also price action is just high resistance. You would wait for a tap back because odds are much higher in these conditions that you'll get a tap back into whatever you want, whatever confluence. So enter on the tap back of this order block. You want this order block to hold price. You don't want it to go deeper. But we inverse this fair value gap and we have this order block. So there's no reason why we should. Um, and yeah, you can take it to data highs ideally, but that would not have worked. But if you target these highs and took it out at a little bit more of a 2R, then that's that trade. And then basically, yeah, we edged these data highs. We came back down. Now looking on ES, because ES was cleaner in this scenario, we have this big fair value gap. Again, what are we? We're bullish to these data highs, at least ideally to these highs and to previous day highs. But let's see what we do, right? We come into this imbalance. And then what do? We come down where we expect to reject. We create this order block, this down close, and this up close is bigger. You could enter on that, but the only thing is that there was this fair value gap right here. So all you would do is enter on the inverse, which, yeah, honestly, I would just enter right on the inverse, stops below at the low of that order block, and then TP would be data highs. And yeah, well, 1.5 R for that trade. If you held it to strict two, would have hit two. So, um, but you also would have gotten broken even. I would have been broken even right there. So only 1.5. But yeah, honestly, just didn't want to risk my profits. I mean, I didn't have any profits as a brand new account, but didn't really want to risk my capital at all on these type of days. But the ideas are playing out perfectly fine. It shows that like I have a right idea on where I think price is going and when it actually is going to go to my draw. I'm getting a lot better at figuring out this is when we're gonna go to these highs, not because that's my biggest problem is I know where we're probably gonna reject from. It's just when, like exactly when, what candle to enter on, like confirmation basically. Um, but yeah, even in these low, I mean, high resistance liquidity days, I'm there was one where I figured out why I got wrong, but then the other three trades were right. So 3 for 4, um, two were 2R, one was 1.5 R. And the loss was obviously 1 R. So that would have been uh, why can't I do math? 4.5 R up if I took all those. So um, hindsight. I'm a hindsight demon, but you know, not hindsight. Like during the market conditions, it's just like just need to have confidence in my entries. Which will come in time. I do have confidence for certain kinds of entries, but really gaining confidence with like order blocks and also just sheer displacement. Usually there is an order block created when there is sheer displacement, but um But yeah, I do expect those previous day highs, previous day highs to be hit today. Just because it just looks so clear that we were going up there today, but who knows? I could be wrong. We did have looking on the 15-minute, we did have a really good flip off of that. We came up and then we came strongly down, created that market structure shift and brought us down lower. So we don't necessarily need to. I think that's why we're probably struggling the most right now, not only because 10 a.m. news and FOMC later, but also because that, strong ass flip. If we do want to go those highs, we need to break through this really strong area where we strongly brought price to the downside. So the fact that it's struggling here shows that there is at least willingness to go to the upside. Um, but yeah, I guess time will tell. So we'll see what PM session does. I'm not going to trade a PM session, I don't think, just because of FOMC at 2. I never really traded PM session FOMC 2, at least like recently. So I don't really see a reason why I should. And yeah, I'm just going to enjoy the rest of my day. And hopefully tomorrow's better price action because tomorrow has 8:30 news. Yeah, 8:30 red folder, unemployment claims, GDP and a bunch of orange folder too. So expecting some good volatility. Oh, we also have 10 a.m. news. Crap. That might not be the best, but yeah, we'll see. And Thursday I'm not trading because Thanksgiving, and then Friday, who knows, maybe. We'll see. But yeah, so far this week's pretty mid. Uh really the only day I expect price action to be good is tomorrow. So crossing my fingers. That's all I can do at this point. That's it for today.